to 6,000. I'll be back before, probably before these get discussed.
All right, sounds good, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Morning.
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 Morning, everyone.
Glad to see you all back again this morning. Let me know if my volume is working for you. Thumbs up or down? Okay, okay, cool. All right, I think we would begin with a roll call. So let's do that next. I'll just call you by university, so we know someone's representing you. All right, so do we have UT Rio Grande Valley?
Present.
UT Permian Basin,
Present.
the University of Texas Tyler, we have Texas A&M Galveston, Prairie View A&M,
Here.
Tarleton State,
Here.
Texas A&M Central Texas,
Here.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi,
Here.
Texas A&M Kingsville.
Here, good morning.
Morning. We have Texas A&M San Antonio.
Here, good morning.
Morning. Texas A&M International.
Present. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. We have West Texas A&M.
Good morning, present.
Morning. We have Texas A&M Commerce.
Present. Good morning.
Morning. We have Texas A&M Texarkana. Texarkana here. We have University of Houston Clear Lake. We have University of Houston Downtown.
Present.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, do we have University of Houston Victoria,
Good morning. Yes, present.
Midwestern State,
Present.
University of North Texas at Dallas. We have Stephen F. Austin,
Present.
great. We have Texas Southern. Back. We have Angelo State University,
Present.
Texas Women's University.
Present, good morning.
Good morning. Do we have Lamar University?
Present.
Sam Houston State,
Present.
Sul Ross State.
Present.
Now, do we have University of Texas at Arlington? Okay. University of Texas, Dallas.
Good morning. I'm here.
Morning. University of Texas at El Paso.
Good morning, present.
Morning. We have UT San Antonio. Yes. Chrissy is here. Do we have University of Houston?
Present.
University of North Texas,
Present.
Texas Tech University,
Present.
and Texas State University.
Present.
All right, I'll come back to those who were absent, see if they're here now. University of Texas at Tyler,
Present.
Great. We have Texas A&M at Galveston. And Texas A&M Texarkana. We have University of Houston Clear Lake. University of North Texas Dallas. Texas Southern University. And University of Texas at Arlington.
I said present first time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
I've
missed
been
you.
here. Hi.
Okay, great. Hello. Sorry about that. All right, great. Okay. Again, we're here for the second day of the Restricted Research Committee meeting to determine the questionable awards status as to whether they're restricted research expenditures. I believe we would start again today with, well, actually, I'll start with an overview of recent legislation. It will be a quick one, but just to kind of get us all on the same page, if you aren't already. So the legislature in the regular session passed House Bill 1595, that's 1595, and a joint resolution number 3. Those two pieces of legislation essentially redesignate the National Research University Fund as the Texas University Fund. So the NRUF becomes tough. At the same time, they have removed the requirements to become eligible for the TUF. We would no longer count restricted research expenditures. Those portions of the statute would be repealed. However, all of that is contingent on passage of the constitutional amendment that was set up through the joint resolution. That constitutional amendment would change the name of the NRUF to the TUF, and the legislation that repeals the restricted research designations would become effective on January 1st if that constitutional amendment passes. So on November 7th, there'll be a vote on that amendment. If it passes, then the repeal of the existing language surrounding restricted research would occur. So this could be the last time that you have to, that we would meet, that you would be submitting data on restricted research to the Higher Ed Coordinating Board. The Texas University Fund committee met recently to go over some draft rules, and the legislation requires the TUF to be, the eligibility for TUF to use federal and private research expenditures. So those definitions are under discussion right now. And what have I left out? Federal and private, so restricted would go away. The survey of research expenditures would be revised, and that is something that's ongoing. Hopefully in time for you all to make adjustments as necessary. Are there any questions that I might be able to answer at this point?
Yes, how do you determine eligibility for TUF?
So the bill has several sections that I'm not going to try to explain right now, but
I tried to read them, so.
and we are working toward having a summary that would be that would help in understanding, but essentially it's going to count your levels of federal expenditures and private expenditures for different tiers of the TUF bill. Tomorrow, if you'd like, I could come back with a little bit more on that to help with that understanding.
Because that's what we're doing now. We're reporting on private and federal expenditures, new awards on private and federal, because we can't count state funds. So to me, it's the same. It's just, yeah. I try to read it, but nothing is firm as to how it is going to be implemented, the new bill. you know, so.
Right, and that's because the TUF committee is still doing their work on the draft rules.
Okay. Not that I'm asking to go through this every year again, particularly since I'm retiring. I just need to make sure that I kind of leave a legacy as to what's coming next, you know, to make
I
sure that
understand.
we can report.
Yes, I mean, I won't say that it's simple, so I do understand there's some complexity to understanding the changes, and we're working towards helping everyone
Okay,
get to an understanding on that.
wonderful. Thank you.
Well, if there are no more comments or questions at this point, we could move into the next phase, which I think would be reviewing the under 250,000 that were undecided, and we would begin with University of Texas at Arlington. So I will pull up that board here. So I think we're on 143469.
Yes, thank you. This is a project in our Public Affairs and Planning Department within our School of Public Affairs and Planning. And they are seeking to design a comprehensive assessment of the Arlington nonprofit sector's organizational capacity needs to inform efforts to achieve collective impact. Capacity building is a process for strengthening the management and governance of an organization so it can effectively achieve its objectives and fulfill its mission. It includes skilled and knowledgeable staff, ample physical and financial resources, adequate technical and management systems, among other things. So in order to do this, in order to assess the organizational capacity of Arlington-based nonprofits and to ensure rigor in the proposed research, they're using a model for measuring nonprofit capacity adopted by the Bush School of Government and Public Service at Texas A&M. The model assessed a large sample of Texas-based nonprofits to approximate the capacity of Texas nonprofit sector as a whole. They're going to tailor the model to best suit the Arlington nonprofit sector, and the proposed capacity assessment is to be executed by PAPL faculty and students with input from key stakeholders, philanthropic funders, and governmental representatives. They're investigating the capacity needs and impact of the whole Arlington nonprofit sector. Using the model, they intend to engage 2,000 or more Arlington-based nonprofits that are qualified 501c3 tax-exempt charitable organizations that serve residents of Arlington or departments within the city of Arlington. Organizations without official tax-exempt status that are working in partnership with qualified Arlington-based nonprofits are also eligible for inclusion in the study to provide a holistic view of the sector. The capacity assessment activities will include a survey assessment of Arlington-based nonprofits as defined above and interviews with sample set of nonprofit leaders to discuss and explain factors that are instrumental to nonprofit performance. The assessment activities are expected to start in 22, blah, blah, blah. If implemented, the assessment will provide a tailored process for identifying local nonprofits' capacity to utilize foundation funding, assistance with the creation of processes to enhance nonprofits' organizational capacity, a standard for evaluating the performance of past grants, a unique capacity tiering system specific to Arlington-based nonprofits, practical recommendations for a long-term response to nonprofits' capacity needs, and evidence-based strategies for increasing the collective impact of Arlington-based nonprofits. And the project will be designed in a manner that is replicable to address future inquiries about the impact of the Arlington nonprofit sector. Any questions?
ETSA supports it as restricted research.
A
Okay,
second.
we have a motion and a second. Is there anyone who disagrees that this is restricted research? All right, we will deem 143469 as restricted. So
Thank you.
next one would be 494. Would you like me to bring up the budget or the other info?
Yeah, you can, either is fine. I think it's probably a little bit confusing to everybody because it has workforce in it. But we're actually, this is from the Prime Award was given to the University of Texas at Dallas. We're responsible for the external evaluation of the project. And you can see from the statement of work and the subaward issued to us, what we're going to be doing as part of the external evaluation.
Texas Women's considers that restricted research.
I second.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a
You took
motion and a
second.
second. Does anyone disagree this is restricted research? Right, we will consider 143494 as restricted research. So next we would go to 500. 143500.
Thank you. This is done by a faculty member in our civil engineering department. The burst test method will determine the resistance of the spray applied pipe lining material to hydraulic pressure in a very short time. The standard used for this testing will be the ASTM D1599 standard test method for resistance to short time hydraulic pressure of plastic pipe tubing and fittings. The test will determine the burst pressure of SAPL and to calculate the hoop stress on the SAPL due to internal pressure. The burst pressure is a common testing procedure employed by the manufacturer to qualify the pipe material under the defined pressure class of the PVC pipe. Similarly, we can employ the burst pressure test to qualify the SAPL material under defined pressure rating.
Consents that this is restricted research.
Second.
Second,
Thank you.
I have a question. You know, after the first 2 or 3 sentences, some of the stuff becomes very clearly restricted research. Can we butt in and say, you know, we heard enough? Or do we have to have everybody read the whole abstract?
I think that, yes, we can probably determine after a few sentences, and also we bring up the, as Melita's been doing, bring up the abstract so we can verify as well. So I think they don't have to continue reading everything, but we do
Yeah,
have
so
to have a consensus.
if somebody raises their hand because they want to make a motion to accept it, is that an acceptable butt in and say enough?
Yes.
I think that would be, I'm not sure that we would see your hand necessarily with the screen view that we can you see everyone on YouTube?
I can see everybody.
Okay.
Might I make a recommendation that if people feel that it's restricted research, we just raise our hands, and if enough hands are starting to show, y'all will see it, and we can kind of put a pause and say, does anybody have any concerns?
Well, we don't see everybody's picture.
Well,
That's-
yeah,
Virtual hands. If you raise virtual hands, we'll start adding to the top of the queue. So you
Yeah.
can raise your
That should
virtual hand.
I think that should work. All right, so
Okay, thank you. This way, you know, you don't have to read the whole thing.
Thank you. I don't have to mispronounce all the words.
No, you did really good pronouncing everything. It's been like, whoa, yeah.
Wait.
so that was 143500. Does anyone object to being considered restricted research?
Oh, I'm both doing THC stuff.
Okay, so let's move to 143556.
So this one is an external evaluation of the Closing the Gap project. The Florida Department of Health, Office of Minority Health and Health Equity administers the Reducing Racial and Ethnic Health Disparities Closing the Gap grant program. And this is where our subaward on this is to do the external evaluation of the program.
Raised hands. All right, we've got several raised hands. Does anyone disagree that this is restricted research? You can just use your voice.
Nope.
That was a no. Okay, so I think we have a unanimous vote on that one. So 143556 will be deemed restricted research. Moving to 143558.
Thank you.
Close the window.
Oh, yeah, on my screen. Maxwell?
He's right there.
How do I get this? I can't navigate with this thing here. Can't get it to go. It goes away after a few moments, but it's. Do you know how to? I want to be able to navigate the internet. It's this thing. It's like it drops down and then it goes away after a few moments. Here we are. No, this is fine. This is fine. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So now we're on.
558 on my side.
Thank you.
Right.
So this is a new program in our School of Social Work, the UTA Study Abroad program, an interactive cultural exchange with communities in rural Kenya. Our School of Social Work collaborates with community partners to establish social work internships for hundreds of students each academic semester. One such partnership has been established with a local international organization, the Collective of Orphan Care and Education, which currently provides social work intern opportunities for UTA students to serve rural Kenya communities. Through the partnership, their interns help find lasting solutions in addressing significant social problems impacting young people. The development of a study abroad program will extend this opportunity to other students who may never otherwise experience this type of cultural interaction. The grant proposal seeks to increase study abroad applications, particularly among students from underrepresented groups, and create opportunities for cultural exchange between UTA students and community members living in rural Kenya. The grant will fund activities to achieve the following 5 aims: mobilize a network of multidisciplinary team consisting of individuals from academic programs, Center for African American Studies and UTA Study Abroad Office to recruit and sustain the study abroad program, increase the recruitment of students from low-income families and racial ethnic minority groups, adapt and cross-list a service learning hybrid course across disciplines, conduct a 2-week trip to Kenya, and UTA students will apply skills learned in class to relate with local students and immerse themselves in local culture. This
Do you
happens.
have a question? I think we have
Oh.
questions.
Sarah, can you show the budget?
Can I show the budget? Let's see.
Bring up the budget.
So faculty time, an undergraduate research assistant, and then the travel is the bulk of it.
Are you,
And-
would you like to share your screen or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I thought it was. So we've got faculty time, an undergraduate assistant, and most of it's the travel to Kenya.
Sarah, I'm having trouble seeing the research component of this. Can you speak to where that fits in? None of the description really included any of that.
I wasn't thinking it was research. I was actually thinking it was curriculum development, that it fell under curriculum development because it's a new program within the School of Social Work. And they're going to, let me see, let me bring back up my thing. Let me stop sharing. I want to get the text. So they're implementing and evaluating a sustainable multidisciplinary study abroad program in rural Kenya.
So how are they evaluating it?
That's a good question. I don't think I grabbed that from anything. I don't know that they've. Can I table this and try and get the evaluation section? I don't want to make you guys wait anymore.
Yes, please.
That would be helpful. Yes, that would be helpful because all classes have to be evaluated. You have to have student learning outcomes. And so what differentiates this from a standard classroom evaluation?
I can get that and report back.
Yeah, so. Right, let's move to 143569.
So this is one of our TMAC program income contracts that we somehow seem to get popped up a couple every year. These are, TMAC is our manufacturing extension program, and we have, thank you, discussed this several times over the years. We classify them internally as either research or public service, and these few are ones that we have determined to be research and are being questioned.
Thank you. It looks like we have some votes indicating it's restricted.
Thank you.
Let's take a vote as terms of, does anyone not think it's restricted? Okay, so item 143569 is deemed restricted. Let's move to 143581.
This is again in our civil engineering department. Fury will evaluate and develop, review and check existing work done by SIPTech for the design guide, which includes the design calculation and parameters as per the ASTM F1216 and AWWA structural classification of pressure pipe lining, review check of various design parameters needed for the MICP application. I see two hands, so I'm stopping just in case I can stop.
Great, we have some hands, several hands. So would anyone not consider this restricted research? Okay, no one's speaking up. So award 143581 is deemed restricted. Okay, let's go to 143592.
So this again is our civil engineering faculty member. The Charpy V-notch test is a destructive test that uses a pendulum to strike and fracture a plastic specimen at a very high strain rate. The specimen is, I see a couple of hands, should I stop?
Yes, we have a few hands. So would anyone not deem this as restricted research? Okay, award 143592 is restricted research. Let's go to 143599.
Okay, this is Dr. Lindgren, Louisville ADU package development. And I'm considering this, or I categorize this under 111 and 132. Because it's being done in our Institute for Urban Studies, which is in our CAPA program, which is a research center where students go to learn how to do research in their field of study. For this project specifically, the city is seeking to develop and implement revised accessory dwelling unit development regulations and online and hard copy materials intended to guide citizens through the regulatory process. These materials will be included in the city's Unified Development Code. IUS personnel will work remotely with designated staff from the city of Louisville to identify and assemble all relevant regulatory languages, necessary forms and application materials, and any other related documentation regarding ADUs into a single process document for the use of citizens and businesses seeking to develop ADUs on the property. They'll review and assemble documentation through a best practices lens in order to promote overall ease of use and effectiveness of the final process. ADU design procurement will conduct a survey of professional design interests and a preliminary, oh, sorry.
Got some hands, so, all right, we have several hands now. Would anyone not vote this to be restricted research? Okay. So award 143599 is deemed restricted. Let's go to 143603.
So this project is also carried out by our Institute of Urban Studies, and I'm also considering this to be 111 and 132. Prestonwood Lake HOA has requested to engage the services of IUS at UTA in order to assist their community in developing potential concept designs for the restoration of the area of the former Prestonwood Lake. This proposal is in response to that request. They're going to plan objectives. I see a couple of hands.
We have some hands coming up. All right.
Yeah, several lines.
Would anyone not consider this as restricted? Okay, it sounds like 143603 is deemed restricted. Moving to 143604.
So this is from our School of Social Work, Dr. Childress. The title is Family Wellbeing in Global Cultures, Establishing Foundations for Adaptive Interventions Across the Lifespan. The proposal is to support a program of research into preventing adverse child experiences and promoting family well-being among at-risk populations in Central Asia and among immigrants from Central Asia and the MENA region residing in the US.
Okay, so we have a few hands. Okay, several hands. Would anyone not deem this as restricted research? Okay, sounds like award 143604 is deemed restricted. Move to 143608.
This is in our electrical engineering department, Dr. Wett's penetration of renewable energy. And this is 132. It's a senior capstone project. Literature review to understand how the electric power grid will be affected by the massive influx of electric vehicles. I see a couple hands.
All right, we have some hands. So would anyone not deem this as restricted research? Okay, sounds like 143608 is deemed restricted. Go to 143617.
This is another one of our TMAC programs. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so would anyone not deem this as restricted research? All right, 143617 is restricted. Let's go to 618.
This one is Dr. Kyra Brown, 2023 Black Maternal and Reproductive Health Summit at UTA, and we're considering this to be 142. The aims of this inaugural summit are to provide education to attendees through presentations on research and community-based innovations focused on Black birthing people and their families. I see a couple of hands.
Okay, we have some hands up. Would anyone not deem this as restricted research? All right, 143618 is restricted research. Let's go to 143620.
This is Dr. Wetzner, Electrical Engineering Department again, and this is SAM 132. It's a senior design project from Elbit where students are studying bulk voltage regulators, how they work, how to simulate them, and how to develop a tool that can be used to size the electrical components used to fabricate them when given requirements. I see a couple of hands.
Hands. Would anyone not deem this restricted? Okay, 143620 is restricted research. Let's go to 143622.
This is Dr. Deborah Woody in our social work department. In this project, CARS will conduct a program evaluation of current prevention intervention services occurring within the Houston ISD school system. They're going to meet with the staff to select standardized measures that will reflect variables. And they would like to today's youth would like to measure in order to determine effectiveness. Once I see a couple hands.
Got some hands. Would anyone not deem this as restricted research?
There's an IRB on this too, if that helps at all.
Okay, sounds like 143622 is deemed restricted. We'll move to 143624.
That's another one of our TMAC program income projects. Thank you. Thank you.
So would anyone not deem this restricted research? Right, 143624 is restricted research. Moving to 143635.
And that one I looked at again. I want to withdraw that one, please.
Okay, so 143635 will be withdrawn. I believe that's everything for UT Arlington.
Thank you very much.
1436, 1437,
It was 635. 143635 was withdrawn.
All right, it is El Paso. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're going to the next. Yeah. So the next, sorry, the next person would be UT El Paso, 143756. Give me a moment to get that pulled up.
El Paso or Dallas?
I have UT El Paso on my list, but
I'll do it.
let me get there. One 143756.
Okay. We had a technical problem on this one. That would be 143755, 56, and 57. It appeared to be duplicates, but they're not. These task orders are under a Jacobs contract, and each task order has different amount. I do not know where the 225,596 came from. Each contract is worth over $300,000, except one of them. It's these guys are working at the Johnson Space Center on research, and detailed research cannot be provided because it's non-disclosure, it's restricted. So but they should have been under the greater than 500,000. 250, but due to technical difficulties, it just showed up really weird.
Right, so we have some hands up. Go ahead.
Well, so what are you proposing, that it be moved to another, greater than 250?
I would like to be able to move them to the greater than 250. Okay, combine them, provide the real numbers. I have them in my spreadsheet. Okay, let me see. I even got a justification.
756.
Sorry for
Manuela, what's the second number? I know we have one 756, and what's the other one that you're talking about? You're discussing?
There's 3 consecutive numbers. And one of them was withdrawn. So I want to unwithdraw that one. That makes any sense. So that the numbers were 143755, 143756, 143757. And one of them was withdrawn because we actually thought it was a duplicate. And then when I saw the numbers, the award amounts, I'm going like, something's wrong in the state of Denmark. So I reviewed the contract and the task orders, and there is a lot more money, and those are in fact all under the same contract, where we have one on campus and 2 off campus. But the work is restricted, so we cannot provide you details, except that it is for the Johnson Space Center, funded through the Jacobs, but the prime source is NASA.
So you're also not permitted to share the budget, is that correct?
I can share the budget. I'm not sure that I have it. Let me see.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna have a discussion.
Abstract.
Manuela, just for clarification, so this is a flow through from NASA,
Yes,
okay? And these 3 awards that you've listed are all actually one award, or they're 3 different awards?
there are 3 different task orders.
Okay. Might I recommend that, I don't have a problem with it being restricted research, but I would like to see that the amounts are updated before we actually vote on anything, because I'm still confused as to the value of it. To me, it doesn't matter which pocket it goes under. I just want to make sure that we all are seeing the same thing.
That's correct. I need to update the,
So can I recommend we table these until
Sure.
that gets updated properly?
sure, I was just gonna share the screen with you on one of the orders. Let me go ahead, and that's under 200. So in the future, when we have these, I know we talked about it yesterday. It's one contract, 3 different task orders. Okay. Do I list them separately or do I lump them?
Well,
To be honest, I don't think it matters. However you submitted them is how we're reviewing them.
Okay.
But if
Good.
this amount isn't correct, or there's information here that for whatever reason doesn't jive, I would personally rather that be updated first before we're voting on something, so that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, I can show you the first one on the CERTA. If I can share the screen with you.
I'd recommend that we table them all, because it sounds like you want us to consider them all 3, even though they're different task orders. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Table them all until you're able to confirm the amounts.
Yeah,
I second that motion.
So we
Thank
have a
you.
motion and a second to table 143756.
And any other of these that are task orders for our consideration once they're confirmed.
The other 2, and we will look at whether they should be grouped together, or she can let us know that.
I don't think the issue is the grouping together or not. I think the issue is if the amounts aren't correct and there's stuff that's reported here due to technical errors or whatever, that just get all updated and we vote on whatever is the true information and the accurate information.
I appreciate that, and I will present that at a later time. Probably take lunchtime.
So that item, do we have a vote on tabling this issue? Would anyone disagree with tabling at this point?
And for clarification, so for 14.3755, it was under consensus. So are we saying we're not putting it under consensus right now, under 250? We're gonna take it
I
out?
wouldn't, the amount's not right.
Okay, so, okay, that's what I need to find out. All right, thank you.
Okay, so we will come back to that. That is tabled. Let's move to 143769.
Okay, let me get back to my 6969. This one I have as SAM 1.1.1, 1.3.1, and 1.1.5. In collaboration with the Center for Inter-American and Border Studies and the Institute of Oral History, both being research and education centers, will host summer institutes for 25 local school teachers titled Tales from the Chihuahuan Desert, with 2 weeks of intense guided exploration of borderland narratives from the Chihuahua Desert, a culturally and politically significant region for instructional consideration and critical research, encompassing 139 square miles across several Mexican states and part of Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. So they go into the desert and do research on the environment and the impact, and then they host classes and seminars as to the conditions and the impact of climate change.
Manuela, do you have more information on what the research that the teachers are doing is?
Not the teachers, the faculty.
The faculty are doing research with the public school teachers?
And then they train the public school teachers so they can go ahead and train it further. Hold on, let me see. We're talking PI Martinez Ignacia. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having training difficulties. 769. Is that the one that we're on?
Yes,
Yes.
769.
Yes. Okay. Okay. No, that's all I have. Nonprofit Research and Education Center posts residential summer institute for school teachers from 16 July, building on the successful participation of summer scholars in the in-person 2017 and 2019 by virtual in 2021 Summer Institute for School Teachers titled The Tales of the Chihuahuan Desert, Borderland Narrative about Identity and Bionationalism. The proposed Level 2 2023 Summer Institute will provide 25 secondary school teachers in art, language, art science, social studies, history, and word language in grades 6 to 12 with 2 weeks of intense guided exploration of borderland narratives from the Chihuahuan Desert. I do not have anything else.
So I have a question. So you think between 2017 and 18 is when the faculty performed the research, and now this award was made to be carried out in 10/1/22, and that's when they took the teachers out to the desert to go have these sessions?
I think it's an ongoing matter of research because it changes. However, did I share my screen with you guys?
No.
Okay, sorry about that. I just reread you the budget justification. Let me see here. Share screen.
Manuela, what was your designation on this?
It was 1.1.1, 1.3.1, and 1.1.5.
Because I was thinking if it's 1.4.2, like if they're presenting the research that they previously did to as kind of like a research conference or seminar.
They're presenting research.
Yeah, so can I just say that depending on, I'm still unclear what the teachers are doing in the desert. If they are creating narratives, narratology and oral history is a part of historical data analysis and data. That's actually a historical methodology. I'm unclear what the teachers are doing. Are the teachers learning to create narrative? Are they learning to create oral histories? I'm unclear what the teachers are doing. It could be the case that they are being taught historical analysis or historical methodological analysis, but I can't tell. Can you tell?
Yes, they are being taught. They are being taught the outcome of all the research that went into the desert. And I think there is a prior approval for the actual research that was done. So they're learning about what was studied. So this is 1.1.5.
So
Right.
I see Sarah's point that it could be kind of a conference-like scenario if research was conducted, if historical research was conducted, and then they're using these workshops as dissemination.
Yes.
But are the teachers?
Well, if you have the,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Brent, sorry.
I'm just saying that I'm struggling too. Are the teachers disseminate, or is it the teachers are getting an opportunity to go out and learn what the researchers have done? Because it almost aligns with 2.3.1, just the way it's written, that it's more of a training and a workshop.
You're right.
That was my concern. Do you have a copy of the abstract that was submitted with the grant proposal that you can show on the screen?
No, I do not. I only have the abstract that I put in that I just read off. So there's nothing more to the abstract, but I don't think the teachers are going into the desert. They're getting stipends to participate. And we have consultants and guest lecturers, 6 guest lecturers to show the outcome and teach those classes.
Are they
The reason I asked,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's one of the NEH's Institutes for K-12 Educator program, which is purely for professional development for K-12 teachers.
Yeah.
And so without more information, it's hard to see how it's outside of that primary purpose of professional development.
Maybe we table this one, and can you circle back with the PI just to sort of get some clarification on what exactly is happening?
I agree.
Maybe there's
We just might be missing a key piece of information here, but right now it's lacking.
maybe there's a schedule of activities they could share with us or something.
Understand. Okay, let me go ahead and make my markings, please. Okay.
All right, so it sounds like 143.769 is tabled. All right, let's move to 143.772.
Okay. 772 for Kimberly McKinney, questionable. I've coded this as SAM 1.1.1. This project will study the school political environment at the borderland to launch part investigative theater, part community engagement that will accumulate in developing in a production to weave together to shine a light on the human experience. Our research will be to find the connective tissue between the submitted stories of fictional narrative in order to sustain the feeling of place through our investigative creation.
We do have some raised hands. Are those votes in favor or questions? Okay. So it looks like we have some consensus that it may be restricted research. Would anyone disagree that it's restricted research?
It
Okay.
definitely is a unique marriage.
So 143772 has been approved as restricted. I'll move to 143779.
All right, I have this one coded as SAM 1.1.1 and 1.3.1. UTEP PI will be supervising the development of specialized math courses that will help students in understanding math concepts and integrate them into the STE courses, as well as the integration of successful design in the specialized math courses for STEM majors and the development of new curricula, materials and methodologies like hands-on activities, labs to support theory-based instruction, workshops, and peer mentoring support systems, and a faculty mentoring system. PI will assist in the design of pre-calculus workshops, developing observation protocols for assessment, developing and training toolkits to TAs and others.
Can you expand on the research?
It
Looks like curriculum development.
is. It is. And anytime that you have curriculum development, particularly in you know, trying to adapt an old model into a new environment, it requires research. You can't just imagine it, you know. So, but anyway, UTEP PI will be supervising the development of specialized math courses that will help students. Yes, ma'am.
One thing, if you could help, or sorry to break in, but is there an approved IRB protocol that covers this whole project?
No, there is just permission from the provost to change the curriculum. There, I don't think there is a IRB.
So is this a pass through from A&M Corpus Christi or?
I'm not certain. Let me check in my. What number is it, please?
It's
Yes. Oh,
143.
Emily just texted me. Yes, it does have an IRB. No, it's a pass-through.
But it does have an IRB.
No, I don't think so. I misunderstood Emily's message. It's a pass-through.
Do we know about the main that's from Texas A&M Corpus Christi? Has that been submitted as research?
I'll look at that and see right now.
I'd be interested to know if the classes are designed based on a theory or a framework or a model, a pedagogical model. I'd also be interested to know how they're evaluating the efficacy of this newly designed curriculum.
And is there an opportunity for broader impact?
Yeah, I think without the IRB, it's harder to determine the research component.
I mean, every proposed curriculum requires an evaluation and the decision of whether or not it works, it doesn't work, and how to tweak it. But I think that the key here is, and if you read it in the SAMs, is based on that, you know, if the primary purpose of the project is to develop and test an instructional or educational model through research methodologies, as opposed to we want to create a new curriculum. And by the way, we're going to be testing it. And I think that's where I'm struggling.
Okay, we did receive, have copy of the subcontract that we got from Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. The PI in Corpus Christi is Dr. Alexei Sadowski. I hope I'm not butchering the name. And it's a P120 award from Department of Education, where the prime award, the NOGA from the agency does say it's research and development. So action items is a specific grant terms and conditions. Let me read the abstract as provided, final report.
The parent award is one that is one that was flagged for Corpus Christi as questionable.
It hasn't been approved. It's.
Not yet, yeah.
So
We
we
haven't,
table
we haven't
that.
discussed it yet.
So we will go ahead and table it.
Why would we table it? Because your portion might be the R and D portion, if indeed it is R and D. I mean, that's where I'm struggling with this, is that I don't see the R and D portion of this.
I think
Yeah.
we're tabling it to get more information.
Yeah.
All right.
That I agree with. If there's
Sounds good.
additional information to get, but I don't know that this is just automatically going to pass without additional information.
Yeah, Manuela, can you get the scope of work from the subaward agreement that's specific to UTEP, as well as confirmation as to whether UTEP itself has its own IRB or has decided to rely on an external IRB for that, please?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Okay. Check for IRB. Okay. Get more information on research objectives. Because you know what? I can't see a specific statement of work attached. Okay, hold on. There's one more area I can check.
While Manuela's looking, can I propose a 5-minute break?
Oh,
Yes.
great idea. All right,
Thank
why
you.
don't we come back at 10:07?
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
abstract that came with the subcontract is this collaboration with Tamuk is fulfilling the goal of transport or model to other.
Manuela?
You have the break, okay.
Okay, thank you. It was 5 minutes.
Melita, can you check your chat? I sent you a message. This is Shannon Teasley McNichols from UHD, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Yes, we'll do that. Hello. All right, we're back. Hope everyone is back. That break was very quick. So let's go to the next award. One moment.
Okay,
143789.
Yes, 143789.
143789. Okay. That one is out of our, goodness. This is SAM 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. Social work students, interns will develop a family-centered case management protocol and resource directive for child care subsidy and workforce program consumers. UTEP faculty liaison will conduct a strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats SWOT analysis through surveys and interviews with applicable staff consumers. Another aim of the SWOT analysis is to create a situational assessment to inform programs and services offered utilizing the outcomes of the SW intent develop bilingual case management and protocols and resources. This does have an IRB because it's research involving human subjects and it will be published.
All right, we have some hands up. Okay, it sounds like we might have a consensus. Would anyone disagree that this project is restricted research? Okay, I'm hearing no voices, so 143789 is deemed restricted. We'll move to 143800.
Okay, I coded that one, 1.1.1. The City of El Paso Intersection Safety Improvement Project, Phase 2. Objectives: out of 100 identified high-risk intersections, 30 were selected to acquire from TxDOT crash report information for period of 2016 to 2021, perform field observations to identify operational issues, collect and analyze intersection drawings, signal timing sheets, past improvement plans, and other relevant information, propose short, middle, long-term intersection safety.
Okay, we have several hands up. Let's vote. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? So award 143800 is deemed restricted. We'll go to 143801.
Okay, I have that one on as 1.1.1, and that's from my Center of Transportation Infrastructure. Dr. Abdullah will supervise the conduct of Task 8 under Prime Award with MPO of the City of El Paso. He will maintain and supervise of the full-time researcher, Dr. Bias, in the city to complete research objectives in the area of travel demand modeling, air quality confirmation, and public involvement activities. And the city of El Paso has their own IRB, so
We do have some hands up. Thank you, Manuela.
thank you.
Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? I'm hearing no voices, so we'll accept the vote for 143801 as restricted research.
Thank you.
143808.
1.808, okay. We'll get to the end of this one. Then 1.1.1, funding to strengthen backbone capacity in order to accomplish the regional goals of the El Paso Opportunity Youth, the OY Action Network. Scope includes data analysis, explore funding options via ARPA and ESSER, and other considerations. Incorporate the expertise of
We
youth.
have several hands. We do have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? All right, I'm hearing no voices, so 143808 is deemed restricted. We'll move to 143818.
Okay, this one is a renewal of something that was approved before. Dr. Salai Ashtiani, his first name is Ressa. He went on a special IPA to the Air Force Academy to land to supervise research of the cadets and to train them on modern research and outcomes. And of course, let's see, duties will while at the academy include: 1, assist in the development of and conduct courses and perform course related research.
Okay,
Assist
Manuela,
in, yes.
we do have several hands up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes. So would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? All right, award 143.
Can I make a suggestion for anybody? If you've got a renewal of something that was previously approved, if you would just say it's a renewal and give us the ID number and or year of when it was approved, that would be really, really helpful, and it would make things go a lot faster.
Sure. Thanks for the reminder. Next we have 828.
Yes, 143828.
Okay. Sam 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. This is a concern that high levels of obesity can result in a higher prevalence of diabetes. In an effort to raise awareness amongst the population, the Paso del Norte region, an interdisciplinary team of academicians with different areas of expertise include dietetic, community health, education, and public speaking, will develop, integrate, and implement a curriculum in diabetes awareness in one of the required courses for students pursuing an undergraduate degree in public health. So this is it's just developing a course based on everybody else's research and knowledge and expertise. Okay, I got hands up.
Got some hands up. Okay, all right, we'll go toward a vote. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? All right, then 143828 is deemed restricted. Let's move to 143833.
14833.
Yes.
I missed that one. I have nothing on that one.
With Penn Gates Kashi.
Would you like us to come back to this?
Yes,
Table it?
please, because I could wing it, but I don't have a record of it, and I'm surprised on that.
Okay.
But-
Uh,
Okay, sorry about that. Engage, and that's 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 3.
yes,
Okay. Gates. Passing. Sorry about that. Thank you for tabling that.
all right, so we'll go to 143834.
Okay, that would be Sahal Nassarian out of our Center for Transportation and Infrastructure. That one is 1.1.1, 1.3.1, and 1.3.2. Develop the academy outlined agenda and list and develop agenda and list the instructors to conduct a training based on materials used in highway construction for TechStop. Approval. In addition to this, we will develop and provide an electronic version, e-version of all materials, including but not limited to webinar materials, storage devices, PowerPoint presentation, laboratory activity schedules, exercises, and field trips scheduled to implement the academy. The academy will host workshops for 30 training participants each semester. Participants will provide evaluate. Yes. Oh, I'm done. Oh, good.
Would anyone disagree or that this would not be restricted? Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research?
This is Teresa with WT. I'm not seeing the actual research component. It sounds like, we're gonna deliver this training and then create the materials after the fact. Is there something that talks about how they're gonna test or figure out that this training is effective? Did I miss that?
No, you didn't miss it. I did. All I know, it has an IRB. 30 trainees. The academy will host workshop. 30 trainees, participants will provide evaluations and feedback to regularly improve the workshops and continue developing on the training material. So I do believe that it is going to be published, used in other areas, and it really is developing the academy with existing knowledge of research, and to continue research and teach experience and develop curriculum. So
Is the curriculum part of for credit? It sounds like it's a summer.
it is.
Okay, so it's a summer academy or camp curriculum, not a academic curriculum.
That is correct.
So online, it talks about that these are workshops related to the topics of soil and subgrades that aims to connect lecture and lab to field experiences and problem solving. And I don't know what the budget is, but this sounds like the field, trying to get that connection of the field experience side of it. But I don't know if I'm over speaking or over analyzing that.
No, I think that you're right on. I appreciate your interpretation.
Abstract for that? Can you pull up the abstract?
Do you have the abstract?
Yes.
So I'll stop sharing and you can share by pressing the green button.
Yeah.
Roberto Osegueda.
Sorry about that. Share. Here. Okay, can you see it? UTEP will develop the academy outlined agenda and list instruct.
It's not
Can't
showing
see it.
Manuela.
It's not showing yet.
Press
Okay,
the green button and then select the screen that you want to share.
okay, let me do this again. Share. Select the screen. And it shows that I have selected the third screen with the abstract.
You have to click share after you select the screen.
Share. Okay. Share. Can you see it now?
No, it's not showing.
Interesting.
Oh, now there's something.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
we're seeing your
Your screen.
Your file explorer.
file board. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, let me go ahead and move this back over down. Here?
There you go.
Ah. Okay, UTEP will develop the academy outline, agenda, list, and instructor to conduct a training based on materials used in highway construction for TechStart approval. In addition to this, we will develop and provide an electronic version of all materials, including but not limited to webinar materials, storage devices, PowerPoint presentation, active schedule exercise. Laboratory activity schedules, exercise, and field trip schedules to implement the academy. With TechStart's approval, schedule the workshop for 25 to 30 participants, each between October and May of each year, one course in FY23, 2 courses in FY24, and 2 courses in FY25 so they're not summer camps, they're actually academic. Upon receipt of TechStart approval, modify the curriculum and course material based on participant evaluated feedback. So they are academic courses, they're not summer camps. And they're developing.
Given the discussion, I feel like we need to have a vote unless there's other questions. So we will just ask at this point, would anyone disagree that this is restricted research?
I still don't see it, so I'll disagree.
I'll have to too.
I will also.
I'm undecided at this point. I don't feel like there's enough information.
I'm undecided as well.
Undecided.
Me too.
So we'll do a roll call vote at this point. So if you're present, okay,
This is 3-4, correct?
this is on award.
834.
Okay. UT Rio Grande Valley,
Undecided.
UT Permian Basin. UT Tyler,
No.
Texas A&M Galveston, never mind, they're not here. Prairie View A&M,
No.
Charlton State,
Undecided.
Texas A&M Central Texas,
Undecided.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi,
No.
Texas A&M Kingsville,
Yes.
Texas A&M San Antonio,
No.
Texas A&M International,
Undecided.
West Texas A&M,
No.
Texas A&M Commerce,
No,
Texas A&M, sorry, University of Houston Downtown, University of Houston Victoria,
No.
Midwestern State,
No.
University of North Texas, sorry, they're not here. Stephen F. Austin,
No.
Texas Southern, sorry, they're not here. Angelo State,
Undecided.
Texas Woman's University,
No.
Lamar University,
Undecided.
Sam Houston State,
No.
Sul Ross State, Sul Ross State University.
No.
Okay, thank you. UT Arlington,
Undecided.
UT Dallas,
No.
UT El Paso,
I'm gonna say yes.
UT San Antonio,
Undecided.
University of Houston,
No.
University of North Texas,
Undecided.
Texas Tech,
No.
Texas State.
Undecided.
Okay, that was everyone.
I have, based on the tally, we have 15 no votes, 10 undecided, and 2 yes. Based on the votes, it would not be considered restricted research for 143834.
I accept the results of the vote. But I do have a question. We have accepted curriculum development in the past. What is the difference between other curriculum development and this?
So I can tell you from my perspective, I was
Sure.
undecided because I didn't hear. So when I think curriculum development, I think someone applying a framework, applying a pedagogical theory, and actually testing whether or not there's efficacy from that pedagogical framework or that approach. So I don't know what it says evaluation feedback. I said undecided because I could not see, based on what you presented, the information provided, that there was a structured or systematic approach to determining whether or not there was whatever the curriculum was, however it was decided, was efficacious. So I couldn't tell. That's what I didn't see. I didn't see some sort of framework or something being tested, nor did I see the specifics about the methods of testing said design.
And that needs to be the primary purpose, not I need to create a curriculum for X. And so that is what was missing.
Right, because to me, the curriculum development based on research they have done and that they are doing, I think that's clear, but you're right. It's not clear how the efficacy was going to be tested and documented. So
I'm not saying it wasn't. That's why I voted undecided, because it could very well be the case, but it just wasn't in what was materials.
in an understandable way, yeah.
And for me, it was the dissemination, broader impact. I and it wasn't included in the narrative you provided, was how is this information going to be useful beyond the program that it was created for?
Right. It was
And
good.
Manuela, the other thing I look at is the other parts of the SAMs that exclude things. And if the primary purpose appears to be one of those exclusionary things, not the case here, but for example, 2.3.7, general support for the writing of textbooks or reference materials to be used as instructional materials. There's a number of items along those lines where some of these projects cross the line. And so if there's not that more substantive research portion, it has to fall in one of these other sponsored activities that doesn't qualify.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think we could move then to project 143835.
835. 835?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I scrolled. 835. Maisa Khatib. This is an interesting one. It's a pass-through from Purdue University, from the State Department. It falls under 1.1.1 and 1.3.1. As part of the project, I collaborated with Purdue. I actually got her to write this, okay? I collaborated with Purdue on the sub-award to develop an educational intervention catering to 20 refugee women to address the overarching scope PI devices, a mixed method research study, and is currently finalizing the manuscript for submission. UTEP's role involved facilitating the design implementation and evaluation of the building.
We have some hands up.
Okay,
We have
Thank
some
you.
hands up. All right, so would anyone disagree that this project is restricted research? 143835 is deemed restricted research. We'll move to 143836.
yeah, this one, I need to go back to my little, this is the 86. 8247. It's nice, now, right? Six. I have nothing. It's a gift from, I think it's Microsoft to support the project and R1 partnership development funds. That's all I have. So it's very hard for me to defend this one.
So is there a chance that you can get more information or this is
Yeah.
all you got?
It is. I can email Dr. Meissner, the Dean of the College of
So
Engineering.
perhaps we can table this?
Please.
We will table this one, so 143836 tabled. We'll move to 143840.
840. Okay, right after that one. All right, this 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. It's a training grant from Google to support tech exchange students interning in computer science and conducting research, as well as awarding Dr. Aguirre summer salary to support excellence in research. So the main objective is training. It's a training grant for students to support tech exchange students interning in computer science and conducting research. Okay, in I think it's a Google Lab.
Is greater than 50% budgeted for research, Manuela?
Absolutely. It's all of it. The only money that's coming out of it is Dr. Aguirre's summer salary.
Okay, we have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, hearing no voices, 143840 is accepted as restricted research. We'll move to 143845.
Okay, I have that as 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. Funds distributed from the endowment shall be used at discretion of the Dean of the Woody L. Hunt College of Business to support students pursuing a degree within the college, with a priority given to students pursuing studies in the banking area. So the studies in the banking area is research, this is the research component, and these funds are used to support these students.
Are these graduate students, undergraduate, or what?
Graduate students.
I'm struggling where the research component is the 51% portion of this gift.
Do you have a budget so we can look at if there's a?
No, because it's a gift. We don't get budgets, we just get lump
Do you have
sums.
the letter?
Let me see. I don't think so. It's another stingy thing. I can go ahead and get a statement from the dean as to how he, I can get a letter from the dean.
I don't know if it's if the dean's purpose, if it's being given unrestricted to the dean, that's where I'm struggling. I mean, it's not being gifted so that one can use it for research at the dean's discretion. This is for students unrestricted. The dean can determine what is appropriate, what isn't. That's where, again, I'm struggling with that 51% as the purpose of this was for research and it was restricted as such.
Okay, I can go ahead and if we can table this, I can go ahead and communicate with our institutional advancement office and see if they have a designation letter.
And in that vein, Manuela, in keeping with 1.2, then there either needs to be the donor's restriction for research or that your institution is actually budgeted for this as research through the accounting processes.
Sure. I guess that part I didn't understand. What?
From 1.2.2, if the donor themselves have not actually said this is restricted for research, then the alternative is that the donor has to restrict the funds, and then more than half of the funds are budgeted for research through your accounting processes at your institution.
Hey, it's me, I'm back.
Okay. Got it. So we're going to table this one?
Okay, so that was 143.
Someone's on the phone and muted.
Good, thanks. Bye.
If you could please check your mic that you're muted if you're not speaking. Thank you. All right, so 143.845 is tabled for now. We would go to 143.858.
8, 5, 848.
858.
58 and Gates. I have this on the SAM 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. It's a training grant from Google to support tax exchange students interning in computer science and conducting research at the Google Lab. It's in the same vein as Salama. And that's all I have, but I think I might have the Google letter. If not, I can get it.
Yes, Manuel, I'm struggling with the same thing. It looks more like an outreach program just based on the description. It doesn't state that the students are engaged. I mean, that it's funding research students. Unless I'm missing, it just says they'll be hosting tech exchange students. Funds are for hosting FIU and UTEP students, but it doesn't indicate, I'm missing where it's funding research for that other than just an outreach program. It almost looks like it's more of the outreach in the SAMs.
So this is another tabled until we can get the MOU or the letter?
Because right now it looks more like 2.3.6 to me. It's more of an outreach program to bring them in.
All right, would you like to move towards tabling that item? Yes.
Please.
Okay. All right, then we would go to 143.863.
This is an NSF funded graduate research fellowship, GRFP, for Arturo Rodriguez, where Arturo had to write a proposal.
Manuel, that's good.
Understand.
All right, we
Thank
have
you.
some hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, so award 143.863 is deemed restricted. We go to 143.865.
All right, I'm trying to find the beginning of this one. All righty, 6.5 is under SAM 1.1.1 and 1.3.2. The prime award is from the National Security Agency and pass-through is from Wright State University to UTEP. This project implements an equitable, innovative, and impactful platform for all other CAE hubs in the US, with the Midwest Regional Hub leading the cybersecurity transition from the NSA DoD internship and career programs. The partner institution exhibits the facilities, faculty, staff, and capacity presented in the Midwest region, with the project goals of 2 to 4 year transition benefits to the DoD and the US Army. By investing in the capabilities, and partner institutions will work collaborative to implement well-organized key workshops, webinars, events, panels, and special programs to bridge barriers throughout the cybersecurity development life cycle.
Would it help for Manuela to share her screen?
14,865. 14,865. 14,865. Now that I have figured it out. What do you guys see?
We see it now. It's up.
Okay.
I'm struggling with the R&D portion of this.
Same.
Again, not saying it's not there, just I'm not seeing it there.
It almost looks like Wright State's the one doing the research and UTEP's implementing something on that, but I don't see it either right now. Well, do you have something specific of what UTEP is actually doing? Because this looks more like a general of the overall project, but not specific to what UTEP's actually implementing on it.
Manuela, do you have anything else you can share, or we can move towards a vote?
Let me check the budget, please. No budget. Okay, at this time I cannot share, but if you give me an opportunity to show you the budget, because I think the budget is very student heavy, because we are interning these students, plus we're the developer of the materials for the
it's
plans.
like
So
table this item? Would you like to table?
yes, please.
Okay, so 143,865. We tabled for now. We would go to 143,871.
Okay. 1.1.1 and 1.4.2 create a plan of alternatives for binational espacio libre. I am German, okay, this is Spanish. Infrastructure Verde Believe for the Ciudad Juarez El Paso Metroplex. Assemble a dossier of best practices for establishing binational open space and green infrastructure through literature review and interviews with key informants. Identify and invite key stakeholders to contribute to the project, conduct a series of 4 binational workshops to establish the plan, and for product producer plan document. I so wish they would write differently to where it is more clear as to what they're doing. My analysis of this is they're doing an environmental studies that's binational, has binational stakeholders, and they're going to develop a management plan and disseminate it and have workshops on it.
May we see the scope of work and the budget?
Sure, let me check.
What did you deem this one as?
Say again, please.
What did you classify this one as?
1.1.1 and 1.4.2.
Thank you.
I wish I was a genius.
Yeah, question.
You see it?
Not yet. There you go. Probably want to make the screen a little bigger.
You can go down to the right.
There you go.
So this is the abstract. I was wondering if you have a scope of work from the actual, I don't know if this is a contract or, and then also if you have a budget.
Budgets I have.
Is the PR specialist and the graphic designer, are they conducting research at all?
No, I think they're documenting the research.
I may have missed this, but was there an IRB approval if they're collecting data from individuals?
Not individuals. This is environmental. So
So,
IRB is not required because it's not research involving human subjects.
yeah, that's, yeah, that I agree. But the PR specialist who you said is not doing research is 8,600. The graphic designer who you said is not doing research that's 12,600. Social media advertising and food are another 4. So is it 50% or more? It seems like it might not be 50% or more research. You see my math? It was really sketchy math, but it just seems like it's not adding up to more than 50% research. It sounds like it's over 50% not research.
So would
Okay.
you all like to take a vote?
I do. I want to throw in one more time. They're conducting the research on the environment. They're getting together to disseminate the information through workshops, and the workshops are being supported. So it falls more under 1.4.2, where it is a research. It's a conference to show the research activities.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree. I'm just saying that the budget, based on what you just told me, looks like it's, even though that's happening, I don't disagree that that's happening. It looks to me, and you tell me if I'm incorrect, that when I added up things that aren't pertaining to research directly, it's more than the stuff that is not pertaining to research directly is more than 50% of 25,000.
Well, that's the point. The research is being done, right? This is strictly to show the outcomes of the research.
Under 1.4.2, does 50% of the budget really need to be for research? Because that's really for the dissemination of results. So if we're,
Exactly.
I mean, a typical workshop isn't going to have research.
Specialist or something is the dissemination, part of the dissemination plan, the PR specialist and the videographer and the graphic designer, those are a part of the dissemination?
I would,
Sarah?
I mean, to me, if you like an NSF workshop budget would not have anything that you would say would be research. I mean, it would be travel, it would be, materials perhaps. I mean, there's really not, to me, in that category, a lot of, white, kind of clear area of what can be considered research and not. This is more towards dissemination, which a videographer and the PR specialist, all that kind of stuff, I would say would be normal publicity for a conference.
I agree with you from that perspective, but 1/3 of the budget being advertising or publicity is concerning to me. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
would
the
see
way.
that in an NSF conference, to be honest. I mean, you would see more of the undergraduate student support, you would see more of the travel budget. Yes, you would have advertising, yes, you would have materials. I mean, that's just not reflective here.
But under 1.4.2, is it required that 50% must be research?
It's not that it's required, but when we look at things, our gold standard or our thumbprint has always been 51% or more that we can tie back to the R&D component, which if the SAMs that you're claiming is the R&D component, then the budget should reflect a 51% or more. I mean, that's what we've used as a thumbprint standard.
Right. And this one is 100% to support the dissemination of the information of the research that was conducted. 100%, right? Just because it's not 50%.
And well, I don't think anybody disagrees with that's what this whole point is, but what we're saying is what has been presented so far, we're not able to clearly identify that that's what the purpose of the event is. At least that's where I'm coming from. I don't see it.
And
So
I'm
is-
having the same issue as Chris here because 1.4.2 isn't just for conferences or seminars, but you have to look at the end clause only if in sole support of research activities. And this program is a public diplomacy program with the Department of State. So without more substantive information on the underlying research basis, it's really difficult to provide to support 1.4.2.
So I guess, Manuela, do you have more information like a scope of work or something like that that would help us in that direction?
Or maybe an agenda from the conference?
That's great. Agenda.
I can go ahead and try to get that, because of course it had to been proposed in our proposal. And yeah, I would like to stable and get more information because I'm absolutely convinced it falls under 1.4.2 and it's 100% support for the workshop to show the research conducted that involves binational participation. Okay, so it is diplomatic because anytime you cross borders or you're trying to get something done, of course you have to engage the diplomacy. But the point really is in our location, which is a personal thing, it's not part of the project. But El Paso is pretty clean, but across the street we got Juarez and they burn coal and wood in the winter and the smoke just comes across the border. So they're trying to mitigate these environmental factors by having showing data of research conducted as to air quality, as to impact, environmental impact, etc. Now, can Dr. Myers write this like that? Well, I wish, but I'll try to get some information. Until then, I would like to have it tabled.
Thank you. And I agree with Sarah that a schedule of the conference would be helpful.
Sounds good. Will do.
Okay, so that was 143,871 is tabled. Go to 43872. And then maybe we'll take another break in a few minutes.
Yes. So am I unshared?
Yes, I'll make sure, like,
Okay, so we go to 1438.72.
yes,
All right. This is 1.1.1 and 1.3.1. Grantee shall assist the Texas Department of State and Health Services, Office of Board of Public Health and Public Health Region 9 and 10 with development of culturally appropriate bilingual English and Spanish curriculum to address SUD and OUD prevention. Curriculum topics must include an overview of one, the SUD epidemic, risk factor, I don't know what that is, okay. Risk factors and the intersection risk factors contribution to the SUD OUD. 3, the stigma related to SUD and OUD. And people who use drugs, PWUD. Medication assisted treatment, misconception of myth surrounding MAT, a lot of acronyms, community specific context on risk barriers to care, resource and prevention, treatment, recovery, and support to wrap around services, and 7, professional and personal development resources, services providers. Not well written as always.
Well, where does the research come in? Can you-
I would have to go to the real abstract.
Are they just providing a service?
That's kind of where this is looking. Let me go ahead and read the abstract because I use
can you share your screen?
coming right up. I need to. I think I'm in the wrong. Yeah, I'm still in mine. There's more explanation as to what it is, but let me share screen. The overarching goal of the community-driven substance use disorder, opioid use disorder, curriculum and fieldwork for community health workers is to enhance prevention, treatment, and recovery-related outcomes and other regions across Texas to regional, relevant, and culturally sensitive workforce capacity building on the border, underserved rural. I don't even see it. So I'm going to withdraw it.
Okay, so that was project 143872. Withdrawn.
Yeah.
All right,
That
we
one.
go to 143873.
Okay, 8, 7, 7, 3. Oh, 2. Okay. 1.1.1 unrestricted support for Microsoft to do support Department of Earth, Environmental and Resource Sciences develop measurable retention and graduate matrix for increasing student success. That's all it says. It's a gift and it's unrestricted. What is the difference between unrestricted and restricted when it's all external sources?
Meaning if it's restricted, it can be only used for this purpose. If it is unrestricted, the institution or the awardee can do much more with it and has a lot more flexibility on how they wish to use those funds.
Right.
So, we're basically looking for restricted funds. So if it's not restricted, then it's
then we have to have a better explanation and show how it's budgeted to be spent, right?
Correct.
I do not have a budget.
Well, and I think Katie made the point earlier that if you can demonstrate evidence that it was restricted through your institutional ERP, resource planning software, then that's another way to do it. So the fund might be unrestricted from the organization, but you can demonstrate that you've restricted it. So that
Right.
might be another opportunity for you to prove that.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and get a statement from the I have to go to the PI because our institutional development, they throw it into an account, a 30 gift account, and they can spend it any which way they want, but the discretion is up to the and Dr. Kubicki is the chair of DEERS. I'm not gonna name all of these names, right? And he has designated this money to be in to use the retention to develop measurable retention graduation matrix for increased student success. I need a better explanation for that for sure. What does that mean? Where's the research, right? But
So Marcella, are you planning to bring it back and therefore we'll
yes.
table this?
Yes,
All right,
please.
let's table. Then we would go to 143876.
That one is a fun one. 876. Kirkenfeld. Okay, this is SAM 1.1.1. This work is being performed in support of fundamental research, design SEI line MTP6, whatever. Application of cyber camouflage games to cyber threat hunting. The goal of this research is to understand how to apply cyber camouflage games and other game theorist analysis to the question of autonomous prediction.
We got some hands.
I wanted to finish that one. I like that because it was so plain and easy. You know. Anyway, thank you.
143876, would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, so 143876 is deemed restricted research. We could go to 143877. And then maybe, do you want a break? We'll take a break.
Right,
after.
right. 877 is UTEP's version of a TMAC special project by Amit Lopez. Additional information other than title of program passed through from UT Arlington, Sustainable Smart Technology Resource Reduction. So that's it. That's the only explanation I have on Amit Lopez. But it's a TMAC project.
So we do have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, we have 143877 is deemed restricted. It seems like we could take another break. Would y'all like 5 or 10 minutes? Any?
I need 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay,
And
so
please.
all right, let's come back at 11:15, I guess, 11:15. Thanks,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have breakfast.
Mrs. Reyes, hi, this is Chuck Tarantino across the street. We talked the other night and I gave you bad information, so I need to correct myself. Oh, watering your lawn. The day you can water are Wednesday and Saturday.
Can you go on mute?
No, that's me. I'm Tuesday on my side, you're Wednesday and Saturday. Am I saying that right? Let me make sure. Now you got me. Let me make sure now. Hang on.
All right, it looks like, I think we have, many folks are back. One thing I wanted to bring up for your consideration is the fact that we're having a lot of items tabled. We do have the one tabled item from UT Arlington that it would be nice to come back to today before the day is over so that their awards in this category are handled, because she's prepared with that. But we were talking about putting the tabled items at the very end of the meetings, so that there's some time for folks to get the documents they need. And if there's time at the end of, when we finish everything, hopefully, then those tabled items could be brought back up. If it turns out that we're not able to finish everything, then we may have to schedule an additional meeting. Thoughts on that?
I think that's a reasonable recommendation.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
And it would give everybody the opportunity, every institution the opportunity, hopefully, to get their awards through, and then anything that needs to be tabled, we can wrap up at the very end,
So we are talking about scheduling another day besides tomorrow?
if necessary.
Would it be this week?
No. No, we have to post a 7-day notice in the Texas Register to have this meeting, so we would have to schedule it further out.
Alita, would it be possible to table anything where people have failed to upload their documentation, because that's really what's slowing this process, and require everyone to put their documentation in there before we go on?
And require, for example, official, not the summaries, the official scope of work or the official program or something, and then also definitely the budget.
So, I think that's up to the committee to determine how you want to conduct this process. So, if you want to take that approach, that is certainly fine with me. I will say we had a little difficulty getting the portal back open yesterday afternoon for y'all to upload, but I do believe it was opened later in the day yesterday. So hopefully that's been working for you. Let me know if you're having trouble with uploading.
Yes, it was not open. I know I checked yesterday and then I checked again this morning to upload a budget, and it wasn't available even as of early this morning.
I checked it and it was open. So, I mean, it's.
Okay, I may have just missed the time frame, but I just wanted to mention that.
It's open. Right now it's open. I think it's
Perfect.
supposed to stay open until the end of tomorrow.
My recommendation, though, if there's a potential that we're not going to get to all of these, that this be left open until the next meeting to ensure everybody has had that opportunity to upload the documentation required. I kind of agree with everything that everybody said to date, in the sense that it's the lack of information that has got people questioning most of these. And so if we have that official information and there is a question of substance after that, we'd have more productive conversations.
So I have a question. Has it ever been the case in the history of this August group that there's been a second round of Qualtrics surveys? If I had the information, I probably could make a more definitive verdict in Qualtrics, and then maybe that would even reduce the number of
I don't think we've even had a Qualtrics survey before this, to be quite honest with you. This is the most question. I mean, I've been doing this since 2014. This is the most questioned awards we have ever had to date. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there was a period of time where a spreadsheet came out and not all the information, there was some sort of electronic snafu. And so there wasn't enough information that people had provided. And then, of course, asking us to go in not once, not twice, but 3 times is extremely timely, especially at budget year end and the like. And so I think that that's caused a lot more of this than we would traditionally see.
Yeah, I mean, we did the Qualtrics survey to derive the vote for consensus. This time that was Qualtrics. I'm just asking, has there ever been a time when there's been a second round to manage the?
No.
I think so.
No, there hasn't been, but you're absolutely right. We did have the Qualtrics survey a couple of times already. So I remember doing that with Randall in here, but it is, the information is needed for us to make some a determination whether it's restricted or not. So I think that's a big need.
So if I could clarify what y'all have said, are you saying that if the documentation is not present in the portal, that you would like to just say no to those awards?
No, I don't think it's to say no. I think it's to table those that don't have the documentation currently where somebody can refer to it immediately, kind of speed things up. And that those items that need to be tabled can then be addressed at the very end. I think that's what I heard what the proposal was.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I also agree with Amy that if everything is not completed by the end of the meeting tomorrow, that it would be a good idea to send another Qualtrics survey out prior to an additional meeting.
The
Okay.
Qualtrics wouldn't, I mean, I'm okay with the decided upon, items. It's just, there are so many outstanding items and so many undecideds. I kind of scanned the undecided. There were so many undecided votes. I think that indicates that there just was insufficient
Information.
documentation for so many of them, that giving another opportunity for the ones that are undecided or the ones that are in question right now, giving another opportunity for those to submit documentation might also lend more clarity for us to be able to make a definitive yes or no vote. It just, I voted undecided on a few of these because of the very issues we're dealing with right now. I couldn't make a decision because I didn't have enough information.
I just got word from my partner at UTEP and the portal is still closed for us. We cannot upload.
Have you tried clearing your cache and your browser history to try to go in again? Because
She's listening, so Emily?
And also trying another browser as well, like moving from Firefox to Chrome or something like that might help as well.
right,
Okay.
trying Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. I think she said Chrome was the better one to use.
We
but,
use Chrome,
Okay.
but Emily Emily is going to try. She's going to let me know throughout the if she's successful in uploading, because right now she's not. It's close to us. So if she tries what we just talked about, then she'll let us know if she gets in.
So I think the proposal right now on the floor is if there are no notes and no uploaded documents, should we automatically table this until that information can be uploaded? That's at least the last proposal I heard.
Yes, I believe that's what I heard too. Would you like to take a vote on taking that approach, or?
If you
someone
need a
make the
second-
recommendation,
If you need a
now we're gonna
second
vote.
if you need a second on what Chris mentioned, I'll happily second.
Okay, so I think we have a motion and a second to, if there are no notes with the award in the portal and no uploaded documents, that we would just go ahead and table that for now and come back to it at the end of the meeting. Is there anyone who would disagree with that approach?
I don't disagree, but I would add the clarity that we're not going to relitigate anything or that's already been accepted, yes or no. These are only for the undecideds.
Only for the undecideds.
Okay.
Only for the undecideds.
Okay. Then I would support that.
Table until the end of the meeting tomorrow.
Tabled until the end of the meeting tomorrow, and if we don't get to them tomorrow, then for a future meeting.
I do have one question.
Yes.
I have a whole lot of projects that are clearly research. And it's the Eisenhower Fellowships that everybody's familiar with, I think. I don't want to.
I think it's still, if it's not uploaded, I think that the motion is, if it's not been uploaded, the documentation isn't there, then you get the opportunity to put that there so we can go through them quickly.
Yes, we'll keep moving through the ones that do have the documents, because there are so many, and we would come back to yours.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, but I mean, we've been discussing projects all along that didn't have additional documentation uploaded. If Manuela can make a good argument, like, I mean, the Eisenhower Fellowship, for instance, I think are kind of a slam dunk because a lot of us have those and know that their research involved in those. So I'm not sure why we would be adding additional stipulations halfway through the process. If she can make a good argument and we can accept it, then I think that we should be able to approve them as we have been for the beginning part of this meeting. And then if additional documentation is needed, then maybe we follow that process, but I think we should at least give everyone remaining a shot to be able to make that argument without summarily dismissing them at this point.
I really like that, because like I said, we only have a few to go. We have a lot table and it's gonna take a lot of hours to catch up with the documentation and upload it when slam dunks, as you call it, you know, we've been discussing slam dunks all day.
Well, UTEP has 20 more items on this list right now.
Yeah, but I was about to make a point. I like Sarah's idea. I agree with you that there have been instances when folks don't need additional documentation, and I respect that we're trying to provide some equity in it. But I think also for equity's sake, we have spent an entire session on one school. And I think that that does other schools that have fewer that might also have had documentation and also be able to make the case without documentation. That sort of it eclipses their ability to make a case in this instance, instead of having to go to another meeting and make the case at that point. So maybe can we move to another university to give them an opportunity to participate, and then we circle back because there's so many that have been tabled for UTEP. I'm just saying that for equity's sake, there are other universities who might need to make the case, and we may spend all of next time for that matter on UTEP, because
That might give Manuela some time to put documents in the portal, and we could come back to UTEP when we get through the other schools on the under 250 list. How does the committee feel about that? That we would potentially move to UT San Antonio and finish the schools there. There's maybe 3 or 4 with maybe 10 items there, and then come back to UTEP and take the approach of, if there really is no additional documentation, perhaps tabling more quickly. If there is some information that you could make a decision quickly, we would take that as well. There's mud, sounds like. All right. Do we have anyone who disagrees with this approach at this point?
At this point, I'm actually confused.
Okay. Well, I think we heard a proposal to put the rest of UT El Paso near the end of this list so we can get through to some of the other schools, because there are at least 20 more UT El Paso, and we have 30 minutes left. Given that some of the documentation is not ready. Shall we
Okay.
move forward with going to the other schools on the list?
Sure. Sure.
Let's do that.
Next one is
This would be UT San Antonio, 144334. Three, 4. Can you bring up, is there a asterisk?
Okay. Okay, so if you go to, let's see, where it says performing agency will participate and present in a showcase webinar series in October and provide the data for an established measurement framework and provide video testimonies for the coordinating board. I've allocated this as SANS 1.3.1. It's research sponsored instruction and training for researchers. And we do have the framework. The deliverables will be attendance at all webinars, a course redesign scaling plan prepared to be publicly published by the coordinating board, and reporting based on the measurement framework. And we'll also be participating in the showcase to disseminate the findings, and we'll provide based on the findings, 10 video testimonies of what is the research, what it showed, and how it moved forward with helping.
Okay, so we do have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, so that was 144334. Designated restricted research. We would go to 144455.
Do these say UT?
Yeah, that shows UT Arlington. We're on UT San Antonio.
I'm on the wrong tab.
They're from debt.
Yeah, let me switch over here. Questionable.
Oh, you got Texas A&M University Center. So,
Texas A&M Center, yes.
Okay.
look further down.
There you
There you go. We're almost the same.
There we go. You want the abstract?
Yes, the abstract. So thank you. So this is 1.4.2. This is to support student travel to a conference. And so as it states at the very beginning, okay.
Okay, so we have hands. Yeah, so would anyone disagree that this project is restricted research? All right, so 144455, deemed restricted research. It looks like we could move to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Do we have?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just wanted, I didn't see on my screen, so let me get back.
One comment before we go on. UT El Paso still cannot upload. We've checked through different mechanisms, Edge, Chrome, Firefox, you name it, nothing.
I can't either. I just tried to. So
We'll see if we can get with our IT people, see if we can get that rectified.
Appreciate it. I mean, all of my awards are pending on uploads, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry to bother.
No, it's not a bother.
no, actually, this first one is the parent award to the one that UTEP had discussed about TAMU CC. So this one we're saying is a SAM 1.3.1. It's from Department of Education. It is supporting curriculum development goals. I'm sorry. Was there? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought somebody said something. So the goals are for curriculum development, but it's specifically going to be doing research about evidence-based learning communities and then disseminating the strategies identified to promote collaboration, interaction, and effective use of technology. The part that UTEP is doing is the collaborator, and then it actually looks like one is two collaborators from UTEP, but they look like they may be doing more of assisting TAMU CC with mirroring it there. But it looks like TAMU CC will be the ones actually doing the research about the curriculum development, as far as I can tell.
Do you have an abstract?
Yes. Can I share my screen?
And also the budget would be helpful to see the greater than 50% for research piece.
Yes. I don't know if I have the budget pulled up. Let me see here. I know I've got here y'all can just see all of my crazy screens. So here are the project goals. So the
Can you expand your screen?
oh, sure. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
My eyes are old too, so all right. I'm so sorry. Let me scroll back up. Okay. Developing evidence-based learning environment for success in STEM, increasing retention of minorities and women, interdisciplinary, and like we said, we're working with UTEP on this.
If you scroll down, the third paragraph had something about the design of the
Right here.
might have been fourth. That's it. We will
Integrate
integrate design.
designs, yes. Workshop,
Do they
develop,
have a description of their evaluation methods?
yes. I don't think I have it pulled up though. I'm happy to supply that though, if y'all want to table this one.
Before you close that, I think it would be to go back to where that, and it's further down where the goals were,
Yes.
because I think that might clear up everything, hopefully.
Okay.
So the overarching goal is to increase student retention right there.
Yeah.
Says conduct research as goal 3.
Yeah. And then goal 4 is disseminating. So.
Can you scroll back up to 1 and 2, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. This one, it's curriculum development in addition to research and development. And so,
Yeah.
so
Goal one, in my opinion, is also a part of the research
Yeah.
strategy. because they're using
UH supports this as restricted research.
Do I?
Thank you so
Second.
much.
Okay, we have several votes. Would
I have
anyone?
one question. I have one question. Do you by any chance have also the scope of work for your subcontract? Which
Yes,
is
I have it pulled up right here. If we want to take a look at it, I don't know if that is the appropriate timing or not. So if not, y'all just tell me to be quiet.
Can you customize that again? Can you expand the screen again?
Yes. Okay, so this is the subaward. Let me get down here. So here's the scope of work for the subaward with Dr. Mariana.
Yeah.
And did you say there was an IRB for this?
Not yet. I've been trying to get up with the PI to see if they are planning on it, and I haven't had a response. So as of right now, there is not one.
Yeah, go down a little bit. This is collaboration with A&M Core Business Analytical Transfer Model.
Do y'all need to see anything else?
If you scroll down a little more, it says that UTEP, we're offering something. So what's the role of UTEP again? There we go.
Yeah, mostly just offering courses.
But again, to me, this sounds like one of the universities is a control and one is a intervention, or they're at least trying to show generalizability by having this instructional intervention in 2 different places to see whether or not the results hold. That's what it
Yeah.
sounded like.
That's my interpretation as well. So
and the way it's written, it says Dr. Mariani, who is the UTEP PI, will be the project advisor and will collaborate with the MOOC team supervising the development and specialized math course that will help students in understanding math concepts, integrated them into the STE courses, as well as the integration of successful designs in the specialized math course for STEM majors such as college algebra, trigonometry, and calculus, and all these words I can't pronounce and flunked there in school. Not really, but to me, it looks like UTEP played a major role in this curriculum
I don't think
development.
anybody's, I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that at all.
yeah.
Data now to prove it. We have the documentation.
I'm sorry, what was that, Amy?
Just the documentation is showing this to us because the
Oh.
document was uploaded.
Right.
My recommendation would just speed this along, is to forward this to UTEP and let them have that and upload it, and then that would save her a lot of time too.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jenna.
No problem.
As soon as we can upload, because we just still can't do it. And yes, I support the research.
Okay, so would anyone disagree that this is restricted research?
So Dr. Murphy, your hand is up, but I think that was just from agreeing or no?
Yes, just to agree. It's several places mentioned things that are research related and evaluative. So I'm saying this looks to me like research.
Great. All right, that was 144557 restricted. So we've moved to 144624.
4624. Okay. Okay, so this one, deeming as SAMS 1.3.2, Dr. Felix's group is going to be preparing and deploying nitric oxide and passive air samplers. This is with Enbridge, a local oil company.
Janet,
Yes.
would you like to share your screen?
Oh, I don't really have anything on this one.
Okay.
Unless there's something specific that y'all need. This one I feel is pretty straightforward, honestly. I mean, they're paying for students, 3 undergraduate students to work with them and doing some sampling. They're going to be doing the analysis of air samples for this oil company in the region. So I wasn't quite sure what the concern was about that one. So
And I think the concern was that you had no agency, so there was no evidence that it was externally funded.
And also,
that makes sense.
we just made the recommendation if they didn't have information loaded that we would table it.
Is this one going to be tabled or?
I think we have several hands up saying that it
Okay.
is restricted research.
Okay.
So yeah, I think where we landed with that was if it was fairly quickly obvious that it was restricted or that folks agreed that it was restricted, we wouldn't table it and allow it to move forward. So
Okay. Thank you for that.
yeah, so 144624, does anyone disagree that it's restricted? All right, that one is accepted. We would go to 144628.
Okay, and this one is something that has been renewed for several years, I think since 2005. It's for supporting interns that are doing their master's research.
There are several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, 144628 is accepted. All right, we would move now to UT Tyler.
And we only have one that's questioned.
Okay, it's Lincoln. Unless you want to share your screen.
I loaded the abstract, so if you can pull our stuff up, it should be in there.
It's pretty clear this is a research dissemination conference with NSF.
It is a conference for undergraduate students working with faculty to do research in mathematics.
All right, we have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, that is accepted. I think we would move to Texas A&M at San Antonio. () 144708.
Hi, this is Patricia Ziblick at Texas A&M San Antonio. So 144708 is a project with Dr. Walter Den. It's a USDA project that's designed to explore the reasons school children don't consider a profession with high market demand and stable careers in water resources. It has the children together with mentors studying the value of water and its relationship in the minds of school children. Understanding the broader understanding of water.
Thank you. It looks like we have several hands up. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted? All right, so 144708 is accepted.
I'm disappointed. I had all kinds of documents up on my screen to share.
And right there proves that you would have gotten it anyway.
Oh dear.
All right, so now we're on 144709.
Okay, this is a contract for Dr. Karen Kohler, and both of these are the same contract. One is just an amendment extending and adding more money. And the contract is to develop curricula. Let me get this out. Create structures, alignment processes, development protocols, computational thinking process documents, observation tools, and research-based pedagogical documents for use as guiding documents in development and pilot period of Vision Coders materials and course. The Vision Coders design team will create 10 to 12 curriculum units consisting of 5 to 6 Scratch fundamentals and 5 to 6 intermediate advanced modules from the code.org materials developed.
I have a question. Given the start and end date for 1/22, do you by any chance have captured this before?
We did not put it in the year before because it came in late. Even though the start date was 4/22, the contract wasn't signed until 8/22.
No cost extension, here you come.
Yeah, that's what the second part was for, except it was a cost extension because by the time we got there, we'd lost some of the people and we needed to add new people to the team.
Understood.
Can we see
Feel
the budget?
pain.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring this up. I scanned it and I scanned it sideways. So I'm trying to figure out how to change the orientation. Okay, did that one. Okay, just a second, I'll share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Is it big enough?
No, if you can blow it up just a hair for us older folks.
I deny that. I just have bad eyes.
I was speaking for myself, not y'all.
Hey, I'll agree with you on that one, Chris. It's me too.
Mind you guys, I'm retiring in January. Yeah. I tell everybody I'm a proud Medicare card carrier.
Okay, better?
Yep.
So from this, I can see where we're doing all this design and creating. I don't see the evaluation piece of this yet. And is it further down?
The design and creating is all based on research-based tools. And the PI argues that she has to do research in order to create it, and therefore it's research. I will defer to the judgment of the group.
Is there
Is
an
there a plan? I do see that she's using WWC approved items. Is there a plan then to also contribute back to WWC, which would be that dissemination piece based on the findings?
I do not know. I could find out.
Table it.
Okay. So I would propose tabling 709 and 710.
All right, so we're tabling 709 and 710.
Tricia, when the portal opens, you could probably load your documents as well.
Okay.
Manuela, a quick question. Who's your other staffer who's trying to get into the portal? What is their name?
I have potentially Corey Brown and Guadalupe Gomez. Who else is trying?
Thank you.
There's also Dr. Ahmad Itani.
Well, if you'd like to send me the names, I don't want to mess up the spelling. Our folks are trying to look into it.
And okay, I'll send you a list.
Can I ask a general question? Has anyone had access to the portal and then lost it?
For a short period of time, yes, but not permanently.
Okay. And has anyone never been able to access the portal?
We had the portal up for a while and then it just shut down when we were ready to upload.
So you haven't actually uploaded in the portal, right, Manuela?
We have not, no. We were
Okay.
gathering all of our information on the server by project. And from there, we were going to upload it into the different categories where it belonged. And it shut down.
Okay.
And we couldn't upload.
I see Janet and Emily, y'all are raising your hands because you haven't been able to access it. Is that right? Okay.
Correct. At least just between yesterday and today. We originally were able to access it just fine, but between yesterday and today, I've not. I wanted to upload one more budget.
And mine could be user error, so.
Okay.
Well, same.
I always say it's user error. I'm a technological dinosaur who has a son and a husband who work in IT. It just doesn't make any sense.
I give it to my grandson. He's 11. He can figure it out.
I hear you, Manuela.
Well, he's
All right.
13 actually, so.
Thank you all.
So how do
Okay.
I unshare my screen?
I'll steal it from you.
Thank you, because I need to share for the next one.
Oh, you can just move the document in or.
It doesn't seem to be working. Can you unshare me and I'll share
Yeah,
again?
one moment. Let me see if I can make it work.
Perfect.
So we're on 144713.
I can
They
see
may have just
somebody's
gotten-
email.
They may have just gotten the portal fixed because I was just able to log in like 30 seconds ago.
All right, so this next one is for Dr. Izad Azmati. This is the Sweeter grant. And let me share my screen here. Is it sharing?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Does it need to
Probably
be
need to make
bigger?
it a little larger. This print is quite small. There you go.
There you go.
And I've got this under 1.4.2.
Good to go.
Tell me when I should scroll down.
Okay, we do have several hands. Does anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, looks like that's approved. We would move to
Okay.
144715.
Okay. I'm bringing up the statement of work on the proposal.
Can you make it a little bit larger?
Sure can. Better?
For me, it
Yes.
is.
All right, we have some hands going up.
Simple, yes.
Yes, all right. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, and we have 1444715 is approved as restricted research.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Of course, I would suggest coming back to the tabled item for UT Arlington. She has one item and I think she's prepared to speak on it. If that works. Sarah, are you still with us?
I am sorry. Yes, that does work. I'll just throw this document up real quick and because someone else has to stop sharing first.
Yeah, I think. Okay,
People were asking about the evaluation plan and I have that available to view.
For clarification, this is 143558, correct?
The UCB Small Kenya project. It was curriculum development of a new internship program in Kenya. And I think the only part that people were questioning was whether or not the evaluation was robust enough, more than just a regular feedback on the course curriculum. So this is what I've got for the monitoring and evaluation plan. They're looking at outcomes related to academic course curriculum, student recruitment and enrollment, in addition to course enrollment completion and the international partnership. And again, more outcomes for the international partnership. So I'm happy to scroll back up, or this is what I've got. So
Hands.
Some hands up.
So, yes.
Okay. All right, so this is project 1435558. Would anyone disagree that this is restricted research? Okay, I think we have a vote that is accepted.
thank you.
Welcome. So we're almost out of time. And we are working on the portal.
Update for UTEP, it's working.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, I just found out, so busy uploading before it crashes. Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Is anyone else, have you had a chance to look, Emily, Losi, or Janet?
Yeah,
Johnson?
mine's working now, so.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Mine's working as well. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And
All right,
Janet, thank you for sending the scope of work.
Yeah, no problem. Holler if you need anything else.
Sounds great. Thank you.
If you can keep that portal open at least through tomorrow, and if it turns out that we need an additional day until the next meeting, that would be
Yes,
great.
I've asked them to keep it open indefinitely, so that's the plan for now, and we can adjust if we need to.
Thank you.
That is so awesome. Thank you.
Do please let me know if you're having trouble getting in though, and we'll try to fix it.
Yeah, and it really depends because my partner Emily can get in, I can't. It doesn't show open for me, so I have to have some help. Cleaning my cache? I don't know what
Yeah,
that means,
maybe
but
emptying your cache might help.
If that doesn't work, Manuela, just open it up in a completely different browser. So if you are currently using Google Chrome, open it in Firefox or Edge or at something else, not another tab in the same browser.
got it. Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Yes, Dr. Roundtree.
So I'll be joining you tomorrow.
Yes, and I'll send you some information with a parking permit and directions.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Any other comments, concerns? I will say, I think tomorrow we would begin with the over 250 awards. Woohoo, and hopefully make good progress on that and be able to come back to the tabled items. Okay, anyone else want to say anything? Good. Mr. Murphy, your hand is up. Are you fine?
Oh, sorry, I have trouble sometimes get it to come back down.
No
I'm all
worries.
set.
Okay, great. All right, well then I guess that concludes our meeting for today. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Busy uploading.